A very warm welcome to all of you joining us here today to find out about our master's programs, postgraduate talk programs, and these are the master's programs within the School of Engineering, Computing and Mathematics at Plymouth. So I'm Dr. Dave Simmonds. I'm an associate head for marketing and international recruitment, but I also I'm an academic. I lecture on the civil engineering courses, and I have research interests in coastal engineering and in offshore renewable energy. So those are linked to some of the MSCs we'll talk about later. So I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes, and then you're going to hear from some of our student ambassadors or some of the students that are on the course at the moment. So please ask questions, and I hope you find out everything you need to know about our courses and get a chance to talk to academics and students. So just to begin with, those of you not familiar with where Plymouth is in the southwest of the UK. The UK's quite a large area. Most of the population is in the southern half of the UK, I would say, concentrated below the top of the country. And in the southwest, we have beautiful scenery. We are right on the coast in Plymouth, and we're about 3.5 hours on a bad day, 3 hours on a good day by train from London. We're well connected to other centres, cities around the UK. We also have ferries over to France and Spain. So I'm going to try my pointer. This is a lovely shot looking sort of southish from Plymouth. So you can see we are in Plymouth, which is Britain's ocean city. We're right on the shoreline. We're in this natural harbour, which is why Plymouth exists in the first place. Out here we have an old structure called the Plymouth Breakwater. We have Plymouth Sound, and then the university buildings, if you can see my pointer, are sort of mostly focused around here. We've got student accommodation nearby, student accommodation all over the city. And the old part of Plymouth is down here, and this is this green area is known as Plymouth Hoe, which again is another historic part of Plymouth. And actually where my pointer is at the moment is approximately where the Pilgrim Fathers last set sail across the Atlantic for setting up the colonization of America. So this is where the Pilgrim Fathers last left the UK. Get rid of my pointer, and as I said, we are a city centre campus, so we're very close to a load of amenities. It's a modern campus. We have some excellent facilities for our students and for research. Here's an inside shot of our wave tank in the marine building. And we're organised at the moment, the MSCs we're going to talk about today are organised within the School of Engineering, Computing and Mathematics. So we have mathematicians and statisticians, we have computer engineers, computer scientists. We also have within our school the navigators, so people who teach ship's captains and port operations. So this is actually the origin of Plymouth University way back in time was as a school of navigation. We now also have engineering within the school as well. We have civil and coastal engineers, electrical engineering and robotics, and mechanical engineers and marine engineers, and also materials engineers. So that's our school. And hopefully you're here to find out about one of these MSCs. These are the list of MSCs we offer. Later on, you will be able to attend a talk on the MSc of your particular interest. So why would you do an MSc? Well, I did an MSc. I was interested in picking up some extra skills and knowledge, expertise in a subject area where I had not studied as an undergraduate. I actually studied physics as an undergraduate. I'm now an engineer, and to achieve that transformation, I did a master's in marine geotechnics. So I was interested in the sea and the oceans, but I also wanted to specialise in sort of coastal engineering. So I chose a master's, and I chose that master's because I knew I was going somewhere where there was expertise in that subject area. And also I was looking for employment or for research activity in that area. So choosing an MSc probably relies on, you want to go to a nice place, but you want academics with the right expertise and with good links to employment at the end. What are you going to be doing after your master's is very important. So I'm just going to highlight quickly some research areas, some highlights of our research at Plymouth, which support the master's programs we offer. So we have here the Environmental Futures and Big Data Impact Lab. So this is allied to the Data Science and Business Analytics MSc. So we have mathematicians and statisticians and people working in artificial intelligence and big data, and also with the business school supporting this research and the master's degree. You see we have funding from the European Union here. We also have a ship simulator in our marine building where the navigators are taught. We have a ship simulator, but this has now become part of a research area into cyber threats for the shipping industry. So again, we have a master's degree allied to this research group. Autonomous systems. So autonomous systems are systems where they sort of sense and make intelligent decisions based on the data around them and then execute some sort of function. So we have an example here of an autonomous vessel which is autonomous. It moves around by itself and it is used for surveying. So this is allied to the research we have in robotics and in artificial intelligence and in systems and electronics. Another area of active research, which again crosses over with robotics. This is an example of a spin-out company from the robotics research group, where a robot is being used to pick delicate crops. So example here is a cauliflower. I'm not sure if you've seen a cauliflower before, but this is a cauliflower grown in Cornwall. We can see St Michael's Mount in the background. This is an example of an application and interface with industry where our robotics research has been spun out. We have research in materials and structures. Sustainability is a theme that is woven throughout many of our courses. And here there's a project looking at green concrete, so more environmentally friendly concrete, which reuses materials. And this is finally one of the last research highlights I'm going to point out is this is Professor Alison Raby on the left-hand side, and she has been involved in research on these historic heritage structures, lighthouses, which are very important for shipping and navigation. And here we have a model in our wave tank, which was instrumented to measure the wave forces and the run-up, how far the water runs up the side of the structure. So we have particular expertise in particular areas of research at Plymouth. We also have strong links with employers. It's something we pride ourselves on. So this is an example of some of the employers for the sort of computing area. There are other links with employers in the sort of electronics and robotics area. And so with these strong links to employment, we have good employability of our graduates, as you would expect. So what might you as an international student coming to study with us expect when you arrive here? Or what support can you expect? Well, we support you before you arrive with advice on visas and getting to the UK and understanding how we teach. We also support you while you're here. There's special support for international students. And after you finish, we support you onwards into your career. And one of the attractions of studying in the UK at the moment is the UK graduate route, which used to be called the post-study work visa. So this allows graduates from master's degrees to stay in the UK with the right visa and continue to look for their ideal job in the UK and pick up some experience working in the UK. But you're welcome to return home as well, but this is another option which seems very popular with students studying with us. And just a last word, we do have scholarships. Details of the scholarships are on our web pages. I'm just going to highlight here, we do have an International Academic Excellence Scholarship, which is entirely for international students. And this scholarship, which is quite competitive, but will pay up to 50% of your fees. Those of you who are attending this day who are linked with our partner organisations, there are other scholarships, particular scholarships available to you as well. So these are just some examples of the scholarships we offer to students wanting to come and study with us.
All right, thank you very much, Dave, for the great presentation and a few more scenic highlights of Plymouth. Yes, I wanted to ask you to put up briefly the schedule of the events to come. So now in the next roughly 15 minutes, we're going to hear from some of our current MSc students who've kindly volunteered their time to tell you about their experiences here on the degrees. And then afterwards, there's going to be a presentation on MSc Data Science and Business Analytics by Dr. Luciana Dalla Valle. And then we're going to have breakout rooms for all of the subjects that you see here in front of you. So that's 2 subjects will be in the breakout room. The first subject talk is listed first. And we hope that if you haven't yet decided what you're interested in or most interested in, that Dave's presentation will have helped you to make that choice and know what breakout room you want to join later on. But let me maybe introduce some of our student ambassadors. So first off, Olawale, can I spotlight you? So I think you'd like to tell us a little bit about your experience on MSc Data Science. So can I turn it over to you, Olawale, please?
Okay, thank you, Rafael. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to first of all welcome everybody to this important and great event, and you're all welcome. Yeah, talking about my journey at the University of Plymouth, actually it all started when I had a discussion with my former colleague about having a degree in data science. And the first thing I did was I did a Google search about the university that offers data science course degree in the United Kingdom, because I've always had this dream of studying in university in the United Kingdom. So in order not to bore you with much of my story, I finally settled for University of Plymouth, first because of the beautiful descriptions that I've read about the city and which you can see from Dave's presentation. And of course, one thing that baffles me is what I read about the city is nothing compared to the beauty of the city when I eventually got to the city. So that was my first impression, as the city was so beautiful and everything was so peaceful city to study. Then at the university, I have high hope for my program because I've read about the university when I was doing my research for the university in UK. And to be honest, I did not read enough. What I read did not do enough justice to actually what University of Plymouth is all about. The facility, the quality of the facility that's on ground is marvelous. So, but despite the COVID-19 pandemic, which made it impossible for us to have face-to-face study, the program delivery was excellent. I must say that to you. And the quality of the module leader, they are so outstanding. So outstanding, I must tell you, despite the fact that we are all locked down and we have to do our study remotely, it's a beautiful experience for me. You get more than enough support from all the parties involved in the university. And this made the program enjoyable, that I forget that I had online study. The university did not only support me academically, but my mental health was also supported. I got marvelous technology grants to aid my study. I even got a COVID-19 grant to support me financially. This is to tell you how wonderful the university was. This is to tell you how they set up everything. You can't be alone at University of Plymouth. Every center, every angle you look at, you find people, you find the support you need. And my experience will not be complete if I did not mention the contribution of my module leader, Dr. Luciana. You will hear about our presentation later. She provided the class all the support that we can ever think of. She also took us one of the module, and man, she teaches excellently well. She teaches excellently well. So to sum up everything, I would like to tell you, University of Plymouth is an excellent place for you to have your study. You know, you have everything all around to make your study so enjoyable. I did not regret coming to this university. In fact, I'm thinking of going further for my PhD, and of course, it has to be University of Plymouth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olawale, for your very nice, very enthusiastic talk. So just so everybody knows, in the Zoom chat, you can ask questions directly of Olawale and of all of our student ambassadors now and also a little bit later if you want. You can find the student ambassadors. They're highlighted with the MSc that they're studying. I think next, I'd like to ask Tom Homer, who's doing an MSc in autonomous systems, to maybe give a short talk about some of the things that he's doing. So, Tom, could I turn it over to you?
Certainly, yeah. Thank you, Rafael, and thank you, everyone, for attending. So, my name is Thomas Homer, and I'm on the MSc in autonomous systems. So, with Plymouth University, it's really supportive. All the lecturers are always willing to help, and they're always willing to give you guidance. And if you're stuck on anything, they will happily help you out. So basically, after finishing my bachelor's here, I decided to do an MSc, and with all of the support that I got from Plymouth during my bachelor's, I decided to come here again for my MSc, and they have been able to keep up the same amount of support, which has been really helpful academically for my studies, given the fact that we're in lockdown at the moment. So the university has really done everything that it could to help you out. So with Plymouth, it's a very nice city. There's plenty to do, and if you do decide to come here for your postgrad, the university has a students' union which has plenty of sports clubs and societies for you to try out. So you're never alone at Plymouth University. There is always something for everyone there. And with the employer, and basically the Plymouth University has a couple of really useful services. One is the math support sum up, which has been invaluable in the past years and still is today. The other service is the careers office, which gives lots of advice for your future career, whether it's like general advice or like a platform to help get your career started. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom. Very interesting. Okay. There's a question for you in the chat. Can you elaborate on the I wonder if this question might not be better handled in the in the subject talk, but I wonder if you can elaborate, or you want to elaborate, on how autonomous systems is different from robotics. That's a question that we've got in the chat. Do you want to?
Okay, so yes. So basically, with the autonomous systems course, it focused more on. It focused more on the sensors and how it gains data, and then how it can be used to perform a function, and basically with the course, you use a lot of industry standard software to give you a lot of opportunities. And with the autonomous systems program, and I believe it's the same for most courses, it can be done either full-time or part-time. So so you have a lot of flexibility whether you want to do it full-time or part-time.
So I think if possible, if you're able to join the Autonomous Systems breakout room and ask the program manager, Sanjay Sharma, that question, that would be great as well. And I'd like to say, we haven't emphasized it before, all of our MSc students are doing MSc projects, and well, maybe we'll get a chance for them to say a little bit about their projects. I did also want to hear from Shashwat, who's doing an MSc in cybersecurity, and I think I'll ask Shashwat, if you're ready, could you just let people know how things have been going in cybersecurity for you so far?
Yes, thank you, Rafael, and welcome everyone. I just want to give you a brief talk about what the University of Plymouth does better than everyone else, and then what I find to be perfectly suited to online learning. So I see that people are very cautious about online learning. People do not expect it to be as effective as physical learning. But I found here at Plymouth that we are exceptionally well supported, especially in the areas like remote access to lab computers. I took it for granted at first, but then I talked to my friends at other universities, and everyone were complaining, like, since everything is online, we're expected to have these powerful computers to be able to run some softwares. But the way University of Plymouth handles this is, again, very good, and it should be commended. And the one other thing is course assessments. Once you move your learning online, you have to have some kind of equally good, equally different assessment procedures. And what University of Plymouth does, with more emphasis on coursework and assignment rather than invigilated exams, that was very well handled, and I like that kind of different approach way better than exams, as I said. And then this is something that you can look at in the university, your program. Go to your program webpage, and then you'll find a Word document about your program specification. Have a look at that. You can see how your assessments are handled, coursework versus tests. And and as when talking about cybersecurity in specifically, the labs are especially well suited for the kind of study that we have to do, because you can't really do them in your own systems, because a lot of the modules, some of the modules we do, we have to be really careful, because we are touching on the sides of legal and illegal sides when you're learning hacking and ethical hacking. So to have this kind of infrastructure in the university that you can access remotely and then freely practice is very good. And I will get more specific about my subjects later in the breakout rooms. But for now, these are just small few pointers about the University of Plymouth. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Shashwat, for your presentation. And as I said before, if anybody has any questions, I see there are some in the Zoom chat already, but feel free to ask any of our student ambassadors. Okay, I see there's a question right now. Shashwat, maybe you can help with this. Is cyber forensics included?
Yes, so we have a module called Digital Forensics and Malware Analysis, which I'm doing right now. It's in the second semester of a course. And yes, it is a very interesting subject, and I enjoyed very much. Yes, we do have that, cyber forensics.
Okay, great. And I think there will be a talk by Dr. Kimberly Tam, a subject talk later on. Great. So I wonder, maybe I can. We have maybe one more short talk by Pamela, who is also on MSc Data Science. Just a moment, let me find Pamela. Yes, I can spotlight you. Would you be willing to share a little bit about your experiences on MSc Data Science? And
thank you, Rafael. Yes, definitely. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Pamela Pakabam-Kabile. I'm from South Africa originally. So I came down here to Plymouth to study MSc Data Science and Business Analytics. Basically, why did I choose this university? For me, I'm from IT background, but I'm not technical, but I'm from the analysis side. So I was a bit nervous because I wanted to integrate my business analyst skills with data, with big data, but I was a bit nervous about data science because I felt like I'm not too technical. But what I like about the University of Plymouth program, they offer data science as a conversion course. Basically, what they do, they kind of teach you from the basics up until you become fully competent. But having said that, the course is quite intense as well, but we get all the support from our doctors and professors. Okay, another thing that kind of attracted me about the university was the cost as well. University of Plymouth, basically, I look at the reviews, the quality of education and everything. So it's also, I think, in the top 50 in the UK, but compared to its counterparts, it's quite affordable because I'm a self-funding student, so cost was quite important for me. Also, the location was kind of sold me out to this university because I'm from a coastal city where we've got beautiful blue beaches and everything. So when I saw the whole picture of Plymouth, I knew definitely I'm coming to the University of Plymouth. So also, I think talking about the support, I'll come to the course just now. Talking about the support, 2020 was a very difficult year for all of us, but learning everything virtually, to be honest, for the first time in my studies, I've never seen such productivity at such a consistent and accelerated pace. So that's a good thing, actually, that I've noticed about it. And obviously, my grades are speaking for themselves. So even the type of grades I kind of achieved here, I've never really achieved them in my studies back home. So that's a whole good thing about doing learning virtually, because you're just from morning to night, it's you in front of your laptop. And our professors and obviously our program leader, Dr. Luciana, they did an excellent job in terms of making sure they're acquainting us with the online learning. Okay, in terms of the course, what I like about my course, basically, what I've noticed about all our course modules, basically, we usually solve real life problems. For example, for one of our course called non-SQL, we had to do an assignment or a coursework. We had to, for a recommendation system for Netflix, and for the data science module, it was during the time of Biden and Trump campaign in America. So we had to get that information, that data, and analyze that data basically. So we kind of get the hands-on experience when it comes to our course. That's one thing I like about my course at the University of Plymouth. Yeah, and also for my current project, lastly, for my project, I'm doing project on machine learning, and my data actually is quite big. I was a bit nervous, but I know at the end of the day, it's going to make me a very good data science graduate, because I'm working with data science with 22,000 observations and also over 400 variables. So I need to use the machine learning as there's more methods to further analyze the data. Yeah, so that's my experience at the University of Plymouth. I wouldn't have chosen anything better than this university. It has actually met my expectations. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Pamela. I see that there were a few questions, quite a lot of questions in the chat, but some have been answered already. Someone asks you, are there any prerequisite studies that you would suggest before the course starts? And I've actually had a suggestion that, sorry to interrupt, but one of my answers is there is in semester 1 a program of lectures called Research Skills and Personal Professional Development, which everybody can take to prepare them for the MSc dissertation. But I think maybe the question was more about prerequisites before starting here in Plymouth. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about that, Pamela? Or someone else
okay,
as well?
For this course in particular, there were no prerequisites, since I said, since it's a conversion course, whether you're coming from non-technical background or even your technical background is obsolete, it fits well with everybody. So they accommodate everybody. So it's just a willingness to learn and working hard, basically. So because as Dr. Luciana, I did speak to her because I was a bit nervous. She assured me, don't worry, you've got IT skills already. You're even in a better position, but we make sure we take everybody from the basics up until they get to that level. So there's no, as long as you've got your degree, you could have a psychology degree, an English degree, but as long as you're willing to learn, you